Hi guys, we are so excited to be back. We have been on a journey, but we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, because the journey happened because of your hearts and your love for us, and we want to just let you know God did so much in just a month. Yes, we planned on a lot longer, but the world has changed. There's a new normal, as you know. So we just want to let you know that we love you and we are blessed. We felt your prayers every day.
Every day.
We said that to each other. We were like, I know the church is praying for us. And that just reminded us, and at the time we didn't understand how fully things were developing in our world, but we thought to ourselves, community is everything. And being together in the body of Christ is what it's really about. And we missed you guys so much. So we're delighted to be back, and we're excited about what God has for us as a church and our mission.
So we began our journey back to England, which was several small plane flights and 2 or 3 big planes and layovers and hours in Ethiopia, and we finally get back to London and have to take another flight and all the way you're seeing masks all over, and you're seeing in the airports the president talking, and we can't really hear it, and so we finally get to our dear friends Ron and Joe that are retired vineyard pastors in the UK. They live in northern England in Newcastle. So we land, we're just spent. I mean, and there they are waiting on us at the airport, and I'm just like, their first words were to us, no hugging, and we're hugging people, they're hugging people, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
all of a
what's
sudden,
going on?
It began to hit us. The world has changed in the 2 weeks that we were on safari. And so we began our venture up into Scotland, and all of a sudden it became more and more apparent to us that we're in uncertain times. And every place we went, people would avoid us. There would be kind people, but we had people walk across the street, get away from us. And the towns were like ghost towns, and we'd walk into a little restaurant or a pub, and the hush would fall over it. But then there were ones that were welcoming, and so we made it 3 days in one place. We said, all right, let's go to the next, because where we were heading in Scotland was in the northern part called the Highlands, where there's nobody, and there's no sense of virus there. It's pockets, but it's just as isolated as you could get. And so we checked with home, and our daughter said, Dad, why come home? You can't do anything here. And so we just thought, stay the course, and we're not going to
We're tenacious people, and God gave us a plan, and we were going to go with the plan.
We called our granddaughter on the 20th of March, who turned 21, Callie, who we love, and we're just talking with her, and she says, out of the blue, she says, Grandpa, you need to come home. And I just got tears in my eyes, and it's not like she hangs out with us, and but she needed Grandma and Grandpa to be near, be present. And that's when the next day the Lord began to speak to us, and he said, go home. And so we held his hand, and we started the journey. Carrie rearranged, we had to find flights, and it's insane traveling. We had to drive 8 hours.
Well, there was so much fear. There was just
fear,
people you could just tell you were. It went from a place of God's blessing to a place of people's rejection. And you know that they in their own fear, they didn't want you there. They didn't want you bringing anything to them. So you could feel the vibe of that. So we knew that, and that's what God does. When the blessing of the Lord is with you and his wind is behind you, you know that. But then when he begins to lift his hand, it's not lifting his hand off your life. It's lifting his hand of direction. And so we started feeling the Lord lifting his hand, and we were like, well, this can't be right, Lord. You planned this. This is part.
We've been a year
Yeah, we're gonna press through. But we knew in our spirits, we got on our knees, and we knew God was saying that he was redirecting. And we talked to one of our good mentors that we love, that was a national director, Costa. They came to our church, and we were letting him know kind of what we were feeling and going on, and he says, isn't it so that sometimes God changes your plans? And He has a right to do that. And so that's when we looked at each other and we said, we think God is changing our plans. And we're not going to go with what our hearts were longing for. We're going to go for what we feel God is saying for us to do.
We came home, but not thinking we were going to quit sabbatical, but we just knew God said, come home. But we get home and our daughter dropped off the car, stockpiled food for us, and we started on day one of our self-isolation, and the Lord just spoke to us and said that you put sabbatical on hold, hit the pause. It's time to re-engage at the church.